Honey, I am soaking in the lesbian drama right now. Give Gigi more screen time, please. Good God. What is going to happen in this finale? Oh my God. I can't believe we have one more episode left of season 2. This season has been wild. It's 2021 and Bette and Tina are still on and off. Some things never change, okay? We'll get into it. Okay, so the episode starts with Bette and Pippa, fighting the good fight, going on a protest, trying to get the Nunez name out of the CAC. They are having the time of their lives at this protest. They are. On the one hand, I definitely understand why Bette was so opposed to what Dani did. But on the other hand, I just feel like a more productive thing to do would have been to kind of sit down and talk to Dani about it, where they could have perhaps used that money to make reparations somehow. But anyway, no, Bette and Dani's friendship is probably destroyed now, and yeah, at least Bette and Pippa had a nice time at the protest, there's that. So then, Bette, Tina and Angie are at the hospital. Angie is supposed to meet Marcus, and at the last minute that gets called off, and you can see it's quite kind of emotionally damaging for Angie. I didn't love the way that later on in this episode, Tina was questioning whether Bette fought hard enough in that situation, which I don't really think was fair, The situation was delicate. You can't expect Bette to just kind of charge in there and start demanding things. I'm not saying that's what Tina expected, but at the same time, it felt like Tina was kind of splitting hairs with Bette this episode. We'll get to that in a bit. More importantly, Gigi was eating some strawberries. Strawberries are my favourite fruit, and Gigi is also my favourite fruit. I always enjoy Gigi and Dani in a scene together because the two of them together look like a Renaissance painting, I don't love the way that Dani was treating Gigi in this scene. I really don't. Luckily, Gigi knows how to kind of handle things. What seems to be happening is Dani will kind of say or do something slightly problematic, and then Gigi has to be the one to fix it. Yeah, I'm just not in good enough shape to fight anyone, so I don't want Dani to break Gigi's heart at some point. We seem to be kind of falling into this pattern where Dani will do or say something kind of problematic in the context of her relationship with Gigi, and Gigi has to be the one to kind of clarify and sort things out, which is great. Gigi is such an evolved goddess and I love her, but at the same time it makes me question what's going to happen as far as Dani is concerned. I just feel like if Gigi wasn't such an evolved character and so into healthy open communication, her and Dani would have run into a lot of trouble already. I love them together so much, and yeah. Anyway, back to Bette and Tina. I was enjoying the domesticity of Bette and Tina this episode so much. It was just like, having a little bit of water in a desert, it was like... Sue me. I was enjoying Bette and Tina this episode. I thought Angie looked really cute in her prom suit. She was looking pretty fresh. I also loved Alice in that 1970 mustard getup. And yeah, I feel like Alice could wear a trash bag at this point and I would be like, the fashion. Okay, let's talk about Finley. I don't think I needed to see certain things that Finley did this episode, but they were keeping it real. Yeah, Finley is a difficult one. On the one hand, she's a grown adult and she's acting in ways which are inherently kind of selfish. It's not up to her friendship group and it's not even up to her partner to look after her and to sort her issues out for her, and her behavior is kind of negatively impacting the people around her. But at the same time, she is somebody who deserves sympathy because she has a real problem. I'm someone who has a history with alcohol myself, and it's not as simple as just expecting somebody to kind of clean themselves up. But at the very least, your partner should kind of try and help. Like, this isn't on Sophie, but at the same time, just as a fellow human being, and that's somebody that she loves, she should at least be trying to kind of sit down with her and say, look, I think you have a problem and I think we need to kind of take steps to sort this out. I find it a little bit odd that Finley keeps trying to include Dani in her relationship with Sophie, or she keeps trying to kind of have this connection with Dani. And I don't know if that's a parallel of Carrie and Bette. You know, I don't know if it's something to do with insecurity or just deep-rooted issues. I was loving Maribel this episode, and just the way she kind of gives it to Sophie, it's just so refreshing. I don't know why Maribel's mum was insinuating that Maribel wouldn't ever have to deal with dating. Like, Maribel's hot. You know, obviously she's going on dates. Yeah. Okay, so back to the way that Dani and Gigi's relationship is unfolding. There were both like tiny red flags and also very touching moments in this episode. Like I said, what started out as possible kind of red flags from Dani got resolved through healthy communication, which I really enjoyed seeing. That's so rare on the L Word to see that. Let's put it that way. After Dani and Gigi have this like mini domestic, Gigi is just so pure and wholesome towards Dani. It just makes me melt. And we even got a kiss. We got some crumbs of affection. My feelings on Dani and Gigi are this. I love them together. I think they have potential. The way that Dani says that Gigi helps her open up and helps her communicate is incredible. You know, that's the potential for a very healthy relationship. And like, yes, they're both beautiful and they have that connection and they have that chemistry. And I would do terrible things just to make eye contact with Gigi, you know. I mean, I love them, but I know this finale is going to be messy, so I'm just worried about somebody potentially doing some shady shit, you know. I really hope that they don't those two up, but it is Generation Q. So Tina meets Pippa this episode, and the look that Tina gives Pippa is very telling. Of course, they're going back down this road of Bette finally moves on, finds another woman, and then Tina suddenly decides that she's not done with Bette. And whilst I think that storyline is very reductive and it's garbage, I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the Bette and Tina drama, the arguments, the crying. So my opinion of Bette crying during her kiss with Pippa is that it was connected to Tina. Just because that woman gets so emotional where Tina is concerned, she is just like a Tina simp. Another very touching part of this episode is when Auntie Shane and Auntie Alice comforted Angie. I just thought that was really cute, and this episode was a little bit emotional. It was. My notes literally read, oh my god, Bette and Tina in 2021. And when Tina asked Bette if she was still in love with her, I knew they would get interrupted. I knew it. They're definitely saving that for the finale, and that could go any which way. I think how I feel about Bette and Tina is this. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to even say this. I've always said Bette and Tina belong together. They do. And Jennifer and Laurel just have this chemistry which makes it hard to kind of tear your eyes away from the screen. Just the way they interact is just lightning in a bottle, you know? And I can't lie. I'm very invested in the drama. But what I don't like is how they've set up these potentially healthy relationships between Bette and Pippa and between Tina and Carrie. And it looks to me as though they're going to ruin those relationships just to have Bette and Tina come back together. And yes, there's a part of me that wants Bette and Tina to get back together, but the way that they're going about it is just the worst possible way. And if they were gonna come back together, what was the point of the divorce, you know? What was the reason? I think as far as Carrie's concerned, you know, she's got her own kind of personal issues to work through, but as far as Pippa's concerned, like, how is that fair on Pippa? I'm rooting for them, but Generation Q makes me embarrassed to root for them. And I am one of like the OG hardcore T-Bet shippers, and I just feel Generation Q just makes me kind of embarrassed about shipping them. I just feel embarrassed. I do. It's not healthy. It's not. Honey, this finale is going to be wild. The most gripping thing to me about this episode was Bette and Tina. I can't even lie about it. I am just so ready for the drama in the finale, and I hope it's good. You know, I hope this finale is like batshit insane. Okay guys, let me know your thoughts on episode 9. Were you also soaking in the lesbian drama? It's not a euphemism, it's not. Don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.